High above Kingston, in the prestigious hills of Beverly Hills, a different kind of power lives behind guarded gates. Andrew Holness's mansion life is not just about politics. It's about family, discipline, influence, and the weight of leadership. As Jamaica's Prime Minister, he balances national responsibility with private moments at home, luxury vehicles in the driveway, and a carefully built financial profile. But before the titles, before the motorcade and the title Prime Minister, there was a young boy growing up in Ensom City, Spanish Town. Andrew Holness was born on July 22, 1972, into a working-class Jamaican family. His father, Morris Holness, was a farmer and academic with strong political ideas. His mother, Carol Harvey Williams, worked as a civil servant. The household wasn't wealthy, but it was disciplined. Education mattered. Even his name carried weight. He was named in honor of former Prime Minister Michael Manley. Politics wasn't just something he watched on television, it was woven into his early environment. At St. Catherine High School, he didn't just attend, he stood out. He excelled in debate, became head student, led the chess club, and graduated valedictorian in 1990. That tells you something about temperament. Strategy from chess, confidence from debate, leadership from student government. The pattern was already forming. Instead of rushing into politics immediately, he spent a year teaching at his old high school. That short chapter is often overlooked, but it matters. It grounded him in education from the front line, understanding the system not just as policy, but as daily reality. From there, the academic path deepened. At the University of the West Indies, UWI, Mona campus, he pursued a Bachelor of Science in Management, graduating in 1994. 2 years later, he completed a Master of Science in Development Studies. But while studying, he wasn't isolated in theory. He served as executive director of the Voluntary Organization for the Upliftment of Children, VOUCH, working directly with inner-city communities in Kingston. That blend of management, development theory, and grassroots social work shaped his political lens early. Then came the bold move. In 1992, he joined the Jamaica Labour Party. By 1997, at just 25 years old, he was elected Member of Parliament for West Central St. Andrew, becoming the youngest MP in Jamaica at that time. That wasn't symbolic youth inclusion. It was electoral victory. Through the late 1990s and early 2000s, he sharpened his reputation inside the opposition ranks, speaking on land development, housing, and education. By 2007, after the JLP's electoral win, he stepped into executive power as Minister of Education, Youth, and Information. There, he pushed literacy reforms and launched the Career Advancement Program to support unattached youth with vocational training. It was practical governance, focused on systems, not slogans. Then history accelerated. In 2011, after succeeding Bruce Golding as JLP leader, he became Prime Minister at age 39, the youngest in Jamaica's history and the firstborn after independence in 1962. His first term was brief, but it positioned him as a generational shift. By March 2016, he returned to office, this time with electoral strength. In 2020, he secured a landslide victory, and in 2025, he led the JLP to a third consecutive win, extending his leadership deeper into the late 2000s. That kind of political longevity in modern Caribbean politics is not accidental, and perhaps most uniquely, in 2025, he completed a PhD in Law and Policy from Northeastern University, focusing on how U.S. gun laws affect Jamaica's illicit gun trade. That made him one of the few sitting heads of government globally to earn a doctorate while in office. From Spanish Town classrooms to Parliament at 25, from youth minister to three-term Prime Minister, from management student to Dr. Andrew Holness. And with that level of power, responsibility, and longevity, the question naturally follows: what does life look like at home in his Beverly Hills mansion in Beverly Hills, Kingston? In the prestigious Beverly Hills community overlooking Kingston, Andrew Holness resides in a property that reflects both modern ambition and careful planning. This hillside neighborhood is known for sweeping city views, cool breezes, and layered greenery that softens the skyline below. It's one of Kingston's most desirable residential zones, elevated, discreet, and naturally secure. The mansion itself embraces the slope rather than fighting it. Built across multiple levels, the structure uses wide balconies and expansive glass panels to capture panoramic views of the capital. From a review perspective, the home balances luxury and function. Large balconies extend the living areas outward, creating that seamless Caribbean indoor-outdoor flow. The elevation gives natural ventilation and privacy at the same time. Beyond aesthetics, there's strategic thinking. In 2011, ownership of the property was transferred to ADMAT Incorporated, a company registered in St. Lucia. The name ADMAT reflects the names of his two sons, Adam and Matthew. Public records indicate that he holds 50% of the company, while each son holds 25%. Structurally, this arrangement functions as a long-term inheritance plan, positioning the property within a trust-like corporate framework designed for family continuity. It signals foresight, estate planning rather than short-term display. Security, of course, is part of the equation. As Prime Minister, privacy is not optional. In September 2024, authorities significantly increased protective measures around the residence after intelligence suggested a credible threat. The Jamaican Constabulary Force deployed additional officers, reinforcing what was already a guarded environment. In a role where national decisions carry weight, safety at home becomes part of leadership reality. What stands out most about the mansion is not extravagance, it's positioning. And when you combine real estate like this with years in office, executive responsibilities, and long-term leadership, the next question becomes inevitable. How does that translate into income and net worth? Now let's slow down and talk about the numbers, carefully. Income and net worth. When it comes to Andrew Holness, there is no officially published 2026 net worth figure confirmed by independent global tracking firms. Unlike celebrities or tech founders, his wealth is not measured by flashy market valuations. Instead, most public insight comes through disclosures reviewed by Jamaica's Integrity Commission. And over the years, those disclosures have shown growth. Back in 2016, his reported base salary as Prime Minister was approximately 7.3 million Jamaican dollars annually, roughly 55,000 US dollars based on exchange rates around 2020. In addition, there is a travel allowance valued at about 1.2 million Jamaican dollars per year. Whether he fully utilizes that benefit is unclear, especially given the availability of official government transportation. But his income does not rely solely on the premiership. He has served as Member of Parliament for St. Andrew West Central since 1997, nearly 3 decades of continuous parliamentary service. That long tenure contributes steady additional income, even though exact figures are not publicly itemized. Now here's where the structure becomes more interesting. Real estate plays a significant role in the Holness family's financial foundation. In 2019, reported annual real estate earnings exceeded 2 million Jamaican dollars. By 2020, that rose to roughly 3 million Jamaican dollars. His wife, Juliet Holness, herself an MP for St. Andrew East Rural, is a certified public accountant and real estate developer affiliated with JAJ Development and Holdings Limited. Her professional background strengthens the family's property portfolio management and business structure. Disclosure filings show that in 2019, Andrew Holness held over 11.7 million Jamaican dollars and approximately 94,000 US dollars in securities. By 2020, securities increased to about 113,000 US dollars. That same year, U.S. stock investments generated over 16,000 U.S. dollars in income, signaling diversification beyond local assets. By 2020, combined business assets were valued at over 130 million Jamaican dollars. According to Integrity Commission data, the family's net worth increased by approximately 51.5 million Jamaican dollars over a 5-year period ending December 2021. Of course, public scrutiny followed. The Integrity Commission examined certain discrepancies and noted unexplained increases in specific reporting periods. That oversight is part of democratic accountability. At the same time, much of the asset growth is linked to declared real estate appreciation, investments, and dual political incomes. And beyond personal earnings, there's another side to the equation: how leadership translates into social impact. If politics defines power, then philanthropy reveals purpose. Philanthropy. In the mid-1990s, after earning his bachelor's degree and while completing his master's at the University of the West Indies, he served as executive director of Vouch, the voluntary organization for the upliftment of children. At that time, Vouch was one of Jamaica's oldest and most active NGOs working in inner-city Kingston. The mission was simple but demanding: improve the lives of vulnerable children. That early leadership role placed him face-to-face with social realities long before he held national office. Years later, as his political career advanced, his charitable involvement evolved. One of the primary vehicles for his personal philanthropic efforts has been the Positive Jamaica Foundation, an organization with which he has been publicly associated as chairman or director in various reports. Through this foundation, several documented donations were made, particularly during times of crisis. In April 2020, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the foundation donated 1.5 million Jamaican dollars to Mustard Seed Communities, a respected organization supporting vulnerable children, persons with disabilities, and underserved families. That same year, 400,000 Jamaican dollars were directed to organizations approved under the Jamaica Social Securities Exchange, and an additional $3,000 supported a COVID-related fundraising telethon. Like many public figures, scrutiny has accompanied these efforts. Media discussions have at times questioned administrative details, timing, and registration matters connected to the foundation. Yet what remains visible in official reporting is consistent financial contribution during moments of national need. Beyond direct donations, his presence has often supported larger charitable platforms. He has delivered keynote speeches at international fundraising events such as the American Friends of Jamaica Gala in Miami, helping to spotlight education and youth programs back home. During natural disasters, including hurricane seasons that impact Jamaica, his administration has worked alongside organizations like Food for the Poor to mobilize relief support. At the policy level, his government has partnered with institutions such as the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation and community development programs tied to youth housing, education, and employment initiatives like the HOPE program. While these are government-driven collaborations rather than personal charity projects, they reflect a consistent theme: social upliftment through structure. And beyond foundations, speeches, and structured programs, there is another dimension that shapes how he gives: the role of husband, father, and private individual. So what does life look like behind the gates, away from Parliament and public platforms? Personal life. Despite holding one of the most powerful offices in Jamaica, Andrew Holness keeps his personal life measured and structured. Family is not a side note, it is central. He married Juliet Landell in 1997, but their story began long before Parliament. They first met as teenagers at St. Catherine High School in the 1980s, two ambitious students who would eventually build not just careers, but a national presence. Today, Juliet Holness is a force in her own right. A certified public accountant and real estate developer, she serves as Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural and, since September 2023, as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Before that, she held the position of Deputy Speaker. Their partnership is not ceremonial. It is professional, disciplined, and publicly visible. Few political couples in the Caribbean operate at that level simultaneously. Together, they have 2 sons, Adam and Matthew. Over the years, the boys have occasionally appeared beside their parents at official ceremonies, school functions, vaccination campaigns during the COVID-19 period, and more recently, at the Prime Minister's 3rd inauguration in 2025. Those appearances are controlled and respectful, never overexposed. Faith also shapes the rhythm of their household. The family has ties to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and that influence shows in their emphasis on discipline, education, and modest presentation. Even in high office, their public image leans toward composure rather than extravagance. And perhaps that balance, power outside the gates, stability inside, is what defines this chapter of his story most clearly. Thank you for staying with us through this deep dive into his life beyond the headlines. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue exploring the lives behind power, and we'll see you in the next feature.